Hey everyone, I'm Jaden,
And I'm Noah.
and we are the Super Gamer Bros, and this is the Super Gamer Bros podcast. We're just a couple of brothers who love playing games and love talking about games, so that's what we do. So today, Noah, we are talking about Lego Batman the video game.
It can be fairly said that in our childhood, there are two things that we loved, and those two things might be Batman and Lego.
Well,
And yeah,
I
what?
feel maybe specify Lego video games because we didn't really have
Oh, yeah,
Legos
true. Lego
themselves.
video games. And Lego Batman was the culmination of both of those things. I mean, it was something that, we didn't really consider being a possibility, even though the Lego games started out as licensed games. Back then, we
Yeah,
didn't really see the potential of what they could be.
yeah, no, you're correct. I mean, it started with Lego Star Wars, and I mean, really, Lego Star Wars, even talking about physical, actual, real Legos, Star Wars was it back then, really, as far as like licensed Lego stuff that we were aware of. Like I don't think Legos were nearly as popular as they are today, especially in terms of license. And also today, I think Legos, there are a lot more sets that are, I think, now made for like adults or made to be collector's items than, back then they were, very much just kid things. Like we had a friend who had Legos. But yeah, it was like, you know, Lego Star Wars was kind of it in terms of what's the word, like licensed Lego sets. Uh and obviously, the games were obviously a huge thing as well. Yeah, I mean, I we both initially thought that the Lego Star Wars games were kind of it. They weren't going to make any other Lego games. And then they came out with Indiana Jones, which I guess that one was cool for us. We both had never seen Indiana Jones before, but the concept was cool. But then that was followed up with Lego Batman, and man, were we excited about that one.
Yeah, I mean, to us, Lego Batman, it was just an aspect of being able to play as Batman and or the Bat family and be able to play against his rogues gallery in this
Hmm.
original story, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, it's even like this is 2007. The game came out in 2008, so I assume maybe it was probably announced we first saw stuff for it in 2007, depending. But this is before Arkham, so there wasn't really a Batman
Right.
game, a
This
popular
was the
Batman game.
Batman video game before
Yeah,
Arkham.
like there wasn't much else for us to play that was Batman at the time.
That being said, Arkham was not long after.
No, it was only a year later, but still, yeah, we had no concept of it.
All right, so do
Anyway,
you want to get into it? Yeah.
let's just get into Lego Batman with the setting. So so obviously set in Gotham City, if you want to get out there. And this is the old style Lego games, where there was a hub area, and then there were small individual levels that are smaller kind of sets that you would explore in, and as you made your way through the story. So Lego Batman did have very unique aspect to it that we didn't even know about when we bought the game. It was something we just discovered later that ended up being something that, as far as I'm aware, Lego Batman, the video game, still the only one that has done it. And one of the coolest parts of any Lego game is the fact that you play as Batman and Robin, but you also play as the villains. So there are two different hubs in Lego Batman. There is the Batcave, obviously, as Batman and Robin. That's where you can purchase your characters, the unlockables. And then for the villains, you actually have their hub in Arkham Asylum, which is where the character creator is as well. Because that's a thing in Lego games that we never really use. But yeah, so those are your two hubs, and then there are also in the game 30 levels, 15 hero levels, 15 villain levels, as well as two secret levels. Which just talk about those. We'll talk about them in a bit later. So the game's story is split into three what are called chapters. Each chapter has, well, I guess technically six chapters. But each chapter has 5 levels, giving you a total of 30 levels in the game. There are many different environments in the game, which usually, each level, specifically talking about playing as Batman and Robin, each level focuses on a specific villain, where usually when you start the level, you'll get a brief little backstory about the villain that is kind of the main villain of that level, which is pretty cool. And each environment, each level is based upon their crime style. There's an ice cream factory where you fight Mr. Freeze. There's a botanical garden where you fight Poison Ivy. The Gotham sewers, Killer Croc. And yeah, that's, kind of the different levels. And also you have to, I guess just a note, you do have to complete a chapter as a hero, as the heroes, as Batman and Robin, to unlock that chapter for the villains. And that's the setting.
That is very unique for a Lego game, and I forgot that it did that, but I did
Yeah.
like it.
Oh yeah. I mean, again, at the time, this was one of the biggest Lego games. I think Lego Star Wars, the complete saga, which had the first 6 Star Wars movies. I think that one did come out before this, so that one was technically bigger, but this was certainly one of the largest Lego games at the time. And I mean, yeah, it was just awesome. You basically, you got to play as the villains. That was awesome.
It is really cool, and I liked those hub worlds back in the early
Mhm.
Lego games.
Yeah.
They had the mechanic where all the heroes and villains you unlocked would just be walking around in that hub world.
Mhm.
I don't remember that in the Batcave so much,
No,
but
in the
it
Batcave,
definitely happened in the villains.
you were just Batman and Robin, maybe Batgirl and Nightwing when you unlock them, and Alfred. But in Arkham, absolutely all the villains are just walking around. Yeah, and again, this is the only Lego game. I mean, there are how many Lego games out now? Like, I mean, dozens at least 20, 25, something like that. But this is still the only one that has ever done that concept. And honestly, I mean, at this point, with the way Lego games are going now, I don't think it'll ever be done again. So safe to say, this is one of the most unique Lego games, which is crazy considering it was the 4th one that they ever released.
That is crazy, but they've made successful games for so long for a reason.
No, I mean, you're correct. Anyway, so now I'll go ahead and move on to the story. As Noah had briefly mentioned earlier, Lego Batman the video game is notable for being the first Traveler's Tales Lego game to have an original plot. Previously, Lego Star Wars, Lego Star Wars 2, Lego Indiana Jones, all based on story, like the movies
Something
in
that's
both cases.
pre-written.
Yeah, something that is pre-written. Whereas Lego Batman, obviously it's based on the Batman media franchise, the concept, Batman the comics, the shows, the movies, all of that. But it is a completely original story for the first time, and I think something that wasn't even repeated until Lego Batman 2. So the game features Batman and Robin fighting crime and villainy in Gotham City. Batman's most dangerous foes have all escaped from Arkham Asylum and divided themselves into 3 groups of 5, each led by a well-known villain with plans to achieve a personal goal. Riddler is after the city savings in the Gotham Gold Reserves, and he is aided by Two-Face, Clayface, Mr. Freeze, and Poison Ivy. Penguin plans to seize control of Gotham using remote-controlled Penguin bots. He is aided by Catwoman, Bane, Killer Croc, and Man-Bat. And Joker intends to blow up the cathedral with explosives and spread his deadly laughing gas across Gotham. And he is aided by Harley Quinn, the Mad Hatter, Scarecrow, and Killer Moth. So yeah, basically those 3 distinct
Good teams,
stories.
good teams.
Yes. Yeah, and at this point, Lego really did keep their theme up of 3 separate stories. This is, again, something that they did pretty consistently up until, I'm pretty sure, Lego Batman 2, where it would always be kind of 3 separate little stories, which is why I imagine after Star Wars, Indiana Jones was a natural continuation for them, because the fact that there were also 3 Indiana Jones movies. So it just kind of
They
kept up
also
with that theme.
did Pirates of the Caribbean similarly.
Yes, but that one they did 4 movies at the time.
I couldn't remember if the 4th was in there or not.
It is. It was very recently after the 4th movie came out, I remember. And then, I mean, they also did release an Indiana Jones sequel, which was literally, I guess, because I don't know, they could have just done it as DLC, I guess, but I don't know, maybe this is before DLC was a concept. It wasn't, but they did a Lego Indiana Jones 2 where it's just the first 3 movies again, but Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is added on to it.
Weird.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the levels are done a bit differently or something. I don't
But
know.
they
We
got
never
me to
played
play
it.
through Star Wars again, so
Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, so the game, as we said, features two distinct campaigns: a hero storyline where Batman and Robin fight the villains one by one while attempting to thwart their schemes, and a villain storyline where the player assumes the role of the villains as they attempt to carry out their plan while avoiding the GCPD. Both campaigns consist of 3 individual chapters, one for each villain group, which can be played in any order. Oh man, I completely forgot about that. You could play them in any order. It's kind of weird. I don't know why you would not play them in the normal order, but teach their own. And to understand the complete story of a chapter, one must play both the hero and villain levels because they do cross over to create a sense of continuity. An example of this is that during the hero portion of the Penguin chapter, Batman and Robin never actually fight Bane, but that is because he is already captured by the GCPD in a level as the villains. And basically, kind of the simplest way that it works is like you play as Batman and Robin, you catch up to the villains, you fight a specific villain, and then you move on to the next one. And then the villain story, you're kind of playing like what the villains are doing right before Batman and Robin arrive. And typically at the end of each villain level, one of the villains stays behind for one reason or another to then be encountered by Batman and Robin. So there is no single ending to the game because all of the chapters feature their own ending. At the conclusion of the hero chapters, the villains are defeated and sent back to Arkham while Batman and Robin prepare for their next adventure. At the conclusion of the villain chapters, the chief villain and their top lieutenant successfully put their plan into motion while the rest of the group is captured.
um, I was gonna say I really like having a villain boss at the end of every level.
Yeah, it's not every level, but I mean, if I can't remember exactly if it is every level, but
I
if
think
not,
they
it's
did it
almost every
more
level.
like in Marvel superheroes too. It's like that where there's a villain in almost every level, and I just
Yeah,
like that.
no, I get it. It's
Makes every level feel more important.
Yeah, and it also just allows for a greater variety of characters.
That's true also.
Yeah, fun times. And anyway, that's the story. Again, it's really enjoyable. It's very simple. Just being an earlier Lego game. There is no dialogue, so in terms of storytelling, there's only so much they can do. But again, it's definitely a really fun one. One of my favorites. The fact that you can play as the heroes and villains easily, I think, probably one of the most standout aspects of the game.
Oh yeah, it's great. I mean they kind of had to because they had this. They always have this like reputation of having these games with a ridiculous amount of playable characters. And when they focused on Batman's property and decided not to include any of the heroes from the DC universe, they were really limited to using his rogues gallery to fill that gap.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but Batman also has an incredibly large rogues gallery.
Yeah, but that's why they had
Yeah.
you really play as like way more villains than you can heroes in that game.
Oh, that is absolutely true. I mean, hypothetically, you can only play as 4 heroes, I think.
Alfred counts.
No, no, no. He's a
There are
butler.
recent properties where Alfred is like a former secret agent and he is like more inclined to combat.
Yeah, I don't think that was
You don't
after
like
this
that?
though. No, I like that. I think it's cool. I just don't think it was before
Well, I'm
this.
saying we should adapt. And
Adapt.
he has combat maneuvers in the game. He
Everyone has
swings his
combat.
blade around.
Everyone has combat maneuvers in the game. It's a Lego game.
Speaking of combat maneuvers, let's talk about gameplay. Segways?
That was good. That was good.
Uh,
I'd rate
so
it. I'd rate it like 7 out of 10.
that's fair. So it's really the same old Lego combat fun. It's one button is your attack. You have a jump. And now you have the ability to grab enemies. I believe it is circle B, whatever it is on other systems. But a button that grabs an enemy and then you have a prompt to punch them or I think throw them. Or
Yeah,
it's a grab takedown. It's like a special unique animation for every character.
yeah, and the grabbing is new to Lego Batman. The grab takedowns, which are nice, cool little cinematic things. Like Batman might pick a guy up and then just like slam him on the ground over his head. Bane, like they're unique for a lot of characters. For example, Bane does his classic backbreaker move, super iconic.
Iconic.
And also, I don't know if it was introduced in Lego Indiana Jones, but also there are sort of more of like a combo-ish kind of thing. Like there's not a combo counter, but having like the actual fist fighting compared to just lightsabers and blasters from previously, there is actually kind of a more combo-ish aspect to the normal punches as well.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think I do.
Yeah. Anyway, in terms of gameplay, probably the biggest new addition to Lego Batman is suits. So one thing that Noah mentioned, something that really goes without saying in terms of the draw of Lego games, is the vast, large amount of characters that you get to play as. And with these characters, obviously comes a ton of different abilities. In Lego Star Wars, you have obviously, Jedi that can use the Force. You have people with blasters that have like grappling hooks. You have, Boba Fett with his jetpack. You have all these different kind of unique abilities. Bounty hunters being able to blow up silver Lego objects in Lego Star Wars 2. All these different things. But in Lego Batman, when you were playing as the heroes, you were only Batman and Robin. That's it. No matter what, you were only playing as those two characters. So, obviously, to kind of give you variety with puzzle solving and gameplay in general, Traveler's Tales had to think of something to give you that variety when you're only playing as these two characters. So they did it in probably the best way they probably could with suits. So Batman and Robin have different suits that they can wear. They're kind of like, I don't know what you'd call them, suit displays in the levels as you're playing through them, that you hop into it as Batman or Robin, and they are then wearing that suit to help them accomplish different tasks.
Yeah, I was gonna say about the suits. I believe I remember it being slightly controversial, like people being, kind of iffy about it. Some people not liking it, complaining. But I didn't mind it because it gave them different abilities. It made it feel different. My complaint with it was that there aren't that many.
Yeah, no. I know. I mean, for one, I just loved how they all looked different. I mean that was just a draw for me, the different looking suits. And most of them look cool. Some of them look a little goofy, but most of them look pretty cool. And I mean, I thought the number was fine. I mean, if Batman and Robin have 4 each, giving you a total of 8, which I mean, for the size of the game and what's everything you do, I don't feel like it gets super repetitive or feels like too small of an amount. Especially at this point, this early in the Lego games, they didn't have all of the different puzzle types that they do now, so there wasn't too much anyway.
That's fair. So tell us about the suits.
So the suit. So we'll talk about Batman. He gets the cool suits, obviously. So he has the demolition suit, which allows him to place bombs, allows him to blow up silver Lego objects. The sonic suit, which has like this kind of sonar uh, uh, gun attached to it that allows you to destroy like glass Lego objects, which is something that was introduced in Lego Indiana Jones. He has the glide suit, which allows him to glide over long distances. Oh, and then the heat protection suit, which allows him to walk on hot surfaces. Got it? Cool.
The heat protection suit looks the coolest.
It does look the coolest. I do like the glide suit. I mean, really, all of Batman's
I
suits
thought
look
it
really
doesn't
cool.
make sense because like can't all of his suits glide?
Well, he can glide with his cape, but the glide suit is an actual glider that allows him to glide further.
But Robin has all the lame suits.
Yeah, no, right. Yeah, so Robin has the technology suit, which allows him to interact with like computers and stuff, and as well, I think it allows him to control like a small little remote control car used for some things. The attract suit, which allows him to suck up small little Lego pieces and use them somehow.
He dispenses them in machines that require a certain number.
Man, thanks for remembering that because I was completely drawing a blank.
I was
Uh,
gonna say that's actually my favorite of his because like that mind-numbing task of just like vacuuming up these Lego bits, for some reason I just really enjoyed it.
the magnet suit, which allows him to walk, up on vertical surfaces. Yeah, use magnets, and then the water suit, which allows him to. I believe he like has to suck up water from a source and then he sprays it, or can he just spray it infinitely?
I was pretty sure it was to move it between sources. Like
Yeah,
he would like load it and then drop it somewhere, but not like spray it at enemies. But I don't know. It's been a
yeah,
while on that one.
yeah.
And I did not like the water magnet or technology suits. I really stuck to the attract.
I mean, the magnet suit I think is cool in concept, but boy, do you walk slow when you're like walking on a magnetic surface, and it's
Yeah, and you
just it's
can't
just
jump or
annoying.
anything, yeah.
Yeah, it like again, it's cool. It's just I wish you could move a little faster up the surfaces because it's like especially if you somehow screw up and fall, it's annoying to have to like walk back up again and stuff. But I mean, yeah, those are the suits. I thought they were really cool. I think like the attract, the magnet, the water suit, and maybe even the technology suit. I think all of those were new concepts in terms of the puzzle solving with them. I don't think those were things that had been in previous Lego games, as well as like the heat protection suit and the glide, all new things to Lego Batman. Which again, as I always love, I guess most of the time when Lego would introduce a new puzzle solving mechanic, just because it's more variety to that. And for the most part, the puzzle solving aspects of the Lego games are very fun. I mean, I do think the suits from Lego Batman, again, something that is super unique to this game. I think Lego Batman 2 does also have suits, but I don't think Lego Batman 3 does. And again, it's something that's super unique to this series that was never done again.
Yeah, I don't think any other Lego game has quite the same thing. Maybe the Lego game that's just Lego City, because I know you play as one character and you can make him like he gets like different jobs and
Oh
that's how he has
yeah.
different abilities. It's
Well, I
that
think
similar concept.
well yeah, but I think that's not a licensed game, so I think that's like a different. I consider that like a
No,
totally
no, but
different
I'm saying
beast.
like
Like talking about
it's
like Lego
still
City Undercover
it's still
came
Traveler's
out.
Tales. You know, it's the same assets. They're still like
Oh,
it's
did
their
Trevor?
still roadmap of uh
No,
you know
I
where
suppose
they
you're.
you can see like from Lego Star Wars 1 to the Skywalker saga how much they have grown and just developed these games.
Oh no, I mean my favorite is the detail with character models, like Lego Star Wars. Like comparing character models in Lego Star Wars, the original, to like the Skywalker saga, or even like Lego Star Wars 3, the Clone Wars, which I think came out. I think that was the last Star Wars game before Skywalker saga, right? No, no, they released the Force Awakens. I forgot about that one.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, just show the detail in all of these improving is cool. Anyway, that was random. Back to Lego Batman. Vehicles. Obviously, there are vehicles. There are vehicle levels. You can't. I feel like you can't have a Batman game without some sort of Batman vehicle. Uh, obviously, in the Lego game, you've got the Batmobile, you've got the Batwing, the Batboat, all of those real things, and yeah, they're fun.
Yeah, the Batcopter.
Yeah, and the Rob cycle,
The
right? Is
Bat
that what it's
Cycle.
called? Oh,
No,
okay.
it's still the Bat Cycle.
Oh, gotcha. Um,
Should be called like Redbird or something.
oh, that is cool. Did you steal that? There's no way you just came up with that yourself.
I think I just made that up.
No, I don't think you did. I think you took that from somewhere. Maybe maybe it was in the George Clooney Batman.
That could be.
Because I know like Robin and Batgirl go on that like do that motorcycle race.
The most
Yeah.
terrifying motorcycle race in history.
I mean, I don't know if I'd call it that.
It was very scary
I mean, I don't know. It was
as a
weird.
child.
It was, I guess, as a child, maybe.
Anywho, Lego
Anywho,
Batman.
uh, Lego Batman. They're fun. Again, it's the more classic. Well, actually, I wouldn't even say classic. I would say,
I don't know. To this day, I'm still iffy on vehicle levels in Lego games.
I think they're good. This
Yeah, I
one
think
is,
Lego Batman does them the best.
yeah, I think because I mean, Lego Batman is like because if you look at vehicle levels in Lego games, the first Lego Star Wars is not the same as any other Lego game in terms of how the vehicle levels are handled. So you really cannot compare that to any other Lego game. Star Wars 2 and Lego Batman is the more common type of vehicle levels in Lego games for a long time. I think, obviously the Skywalker Saga does them differently, but for the most part, I mean, they're fun. You're driving around kind of like city streets or in like an open area, shooting at vehicles, or you're in the water shooting at vehicles, or you're in the sky shooting at vehicles.
Hey, but
Just
you're usually
classic
chasing a
fun.
villain's vehicle, and that's what makes it fun.
Oh, of course, yeah. That's always the best part. Anyway, that's vehicles. So then
Destroy
moving on.
everything, bonus levels return.
Yeah.
What is
So
that?
well, yeah, the bonus levels, as mentioned earlier, the two bonus levels. For the heroes, it's Wayne Manor, or might even be just the Batcave. Let me double check that. Yeah, Wayne Manor, and for the villains, it's Arkham Asylum. But it's basically, like you destroy everything every time you destroy something. It gets you studs, and you have to get 1,000,000 studs to beat the level.
Oh yeah. Like I forget what that. God, the level was called, the really famous one.
Like Lego City or something.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, those levels are fun, I guess.
Yeah, we would always get stuck needing like one item to destroy that we just couldn't find.
Right.
Like
That's a
every
huge
time.
issue.
Every time. No, they're fun. I mean, that is the purpose of Lego games, is destroying and building stuff with Legos, and these levels are the complete embodiment of that. I do think Lego Batman was the first to actually have in-universe locations that you destroy. In Lego Star Wars 2, which was the first game to have this, it was just kind of like a little city. It had nothing to do with Star Wars. It was just a little city, which on the one hand, I enjoyed it in Lego Star Wars because of that. It's just like, this random city with little Lego houses and stuff that you're destroying. But it was cool to have actually have these in-universe locations, I thought. Thank you
It
for
is
your
cool. I
comment.
just don't like them after because you get them after you 100% it,
Not 100%.
but pretty close usually.
Uh
By the
yeah.
time you're there, you're not wanting for studs, you know?
Oh, you're not wanting for studs, absolutely. That is correct. Um anyway. And then you have, obviously your collectibles. So another thing I love about Lego games, whenever they would introduce a new property, is seeing how they would change the classic collectibles to fit in the universe they're in. Specifically talking about the mini kits and the red bricks. Because I mean they do change, like the mini kits, how they look changes. And the red bricks, what they are changes. My favorite, I think, red brick change is Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, where they're red hats, little red pirate hats. That's cool. Uh, but anyway, in Lego Batman, the mini kits are what are called memorabilia. Obviously, a big thing about Batman that everyone knows is, for some reason, he keeps a lot of memorabilia, keepsakes from the villains he's defeated. It's a whole part of the Batcave. And what's cool about Lego Batman is you actually like build up that part of the Batcave as you play through the game, collecting all the mini kits, because that's where they're displayed.
It is really cool because they have all the famous things that he always has in the Batcave in the shows, in the movies, like the T-Rex and the giant penny. And those things actually have stories in the comics.
Well, of course they do. And then there are suit upgrades. So suit upgrades, which are, I guess, they're sort of red bricks. So red bricks in Lego Batman unlock extras, which are your typical multipliers, ×2, ×4, whatever. All the different extras, bonuses that are typical with normal Lego games. But they also unlock suit upgrades, which, as the term implies, are upgrades to the different suits that Batman and Robin wear. Some upgrades kind of affect just Batman and Robin in general, such as increasing the speed of their grappling hooks, letting them target more stuff with like a batarang, and some specifically affect certain suits. For example, the heat protection suit for Batman gets a flaming batarang. The glide suit unlocks a slam attack. The Robin's what's the word? The attract suit Robin's tracksuit can suck up the Lego pieces faster or detect Lego pieces if you're having a difficulty finding them. And one of the best in the game, best suit upgrade in the game, the magnet suit, you unlock a fast walk. But again, that's already
It's
after
not
dealing
fast
with.
enough.
No, it's still. Oh, it's absolutely fast enough. But you find the fast walk in the like one of the last levels in the game. So hypothetically, if you're playing the levels in order and then getting all the collectibles in order, it'll be one of the last levels that you use it. So again, at that point, it kind of becomes very useless. But again, at least they put it there because they knew how annoying that slow walk was.
Right. I know how you hate slow walks in video games.
Well, if it's the purpose of the game, I don't mind it. Yeah, I know. I caught that underhanded jab at walking sims, you son of a bitch.
It wasn't a jab at walking sims.
That's
It
absolutely what
was
that was.
more a callback to your issue with not figuring out that you can sprint in games.
I look, sometimes you just don't press all the buttons, okay? Is that a crime?
Crime of stupidity.
Anyway, Noah, just obviously suit upgrade's pretty interesting. Very, again, something that is unique to Lego Batman as well. It's not something that ever appears again, kind of these character specific upgrades. Almost like like skill points.
Exactly, but I think the way they are tied together is kind of confusing. And red bricks are some of the last things you find, so their bonuses are less effective, I guess, by the time you get them. You know what I mean?
No, you're absolutely correct, especially because obviously there are 30, one in each level. So it is like, I mean, obviously you use the suits in the villain levels when you're going through free play, but again, you might use them like once or twice. It's not like the entire. I don't know. It's just like you said. When you're going through getting the collectibles and stuff, you've already completed the game by the time you get you know most of them. So what's the point?
Right, that's fair.
Yeah, because I mean, there are some games that are, even after you do everything, there is potentially reason to just go back and play around for fun. But Lego is not one of those. That's a game that, once you've 100%ed it, you're kind of done.
Right, after then it's
Yeah, yeah,
uh
like it's
more
not
of a
like a.
grind.
I mean, I wouldn't even say that. It's just like for example, like a GTA. If you 100% do everything in GTA, you can still hop into GTA, drive around, shoot people, have a good time. But once you 100% a Lego game, what are you gonna do? Like run around the city, or this game being even older, just replay the levels again? Yeah, that's kind of my issue with tying things like this to collectibles. Is typically, and in Lego games they force you to, but typically collectibles are the last things people do in a game. So having collectibles unlock stuff to use in a game has always been something that I'm like, well, why though? Do you not know?
No. What do you mean?
Where did I lose you? Well, I'm saying like tying upgrades like this to a collectible, I feel like is kind of pointless because for the most part, when, I would say the average person who is completing a game, collectibles are the last thing they do. So what's the point of getting this new upgrade if, you've already beaten the game, you're not going to use it?
That's true. I like systems where an upgrade like that would be more something that's like put on the path that you are set to follow, so you will find it at a certain point in the story. Either that or like obtaining it after, you know, doing something specific, either like with that suit or, beat so many enemies with that suit and you get the upgrade or something like that.
I mean, even because you still have to buy the upgrades. So um, just having that, why not just unlock the upgrade after you beat a level? Say, before, so you could buy them before you do all your collectible hunting.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, yeah, especially just with the fact that they are kind of randomized, so it's not like, I mean, you could play the levels in any order. So hypothetically, I guess you could get the collectibles in any order you want as well. But if you don't have a guide, you don't know what, each level has. So you're basically, playing and you might get, say, this really awesome, best suit upgrade in the whole game, but it's unlocked in the last level. And at that point, you've just completed the last level. What are you going to use that for?
Right.
So yeah, that's, I guess, just kind of a downside, I would say, in terms of that. But I mean, the upgrades themselves are cool. Like, if I was able to use them, I enjoyed them.
That makes sense to me.
Yep. And then also, as I had briefly mentioned earlier, the extras are back. Multipliers, invincibility, all the good Lego game stuff. Not really much to say about those. Anyway, that brings us to what is typically my favorite section of our episodes, the notable trophies. Lego Batman the video game does not have trophies on the PlayStation 3. It came out before trophies were required for games. Honestly, it might have even come out before trophies even existed to begin with. I don't remember the exact time frame for that. But it does, have achievements on Xbox. So I did look up the achievement list. Nothing really noteworthy there, which is always a shame. I love notable achievements. I just love achievements, Noah.
Yeah, when you say that, you just mean they're all just like the basic kind of achievements.
Yeah, beating the story
game,
and
yeah.
like, killed
Yeah,
so
that is
many
a
enemies with
bummer.
this character. Yeah, it's just very standard stuff.
But they changed that in later games, they get there.
Oh yeah, they get there, but they're just not there yet with this one, which is fine, I guess. I mean, I didn't do it, so I guess at the end it doesn't really matter for me anyway. Anyway, so that moves us on to our questions, Noah. Favorite moments.
My favorite thing about this game is the fact that it was a game dedicated to Batman and Robin. And Robin has been all time one of my favorite comic book characters. And I was very excited to get to play the entire game as Robin. He doesn't get shunted out like he does in the later Lego Batman games we'll get to.
That is something I can, yeah, that I
That does
agree with that.
happen. It definitely
Um,
happens.
I am curious, is Robin one of your favorite, or is specifically
They're the
Dick
same person.
Grayson?
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying, like, the other Robins, do you care about them as
No, I
much, or
still
do you
like
only care
them,
about?
yeah.
Okay,
I
okay,
still like them. They're all the same, but Dick Grayson
gotcha.
is really the main thing because he
I
is
mean,
Robin, he's Nightwing, he's all of it.
yeah,
Um,
those are all correct.
they're all trying to emulate him basically
I suppose so.
and what he represented for like,
Mm.
decades. Anyway,
Hmm.
the other thing I really enjoyed about this game is they did an excellent job at capturing Batman's entire rogues gallery. Everybody from the Joker to Killer Moth was in this game, and I was very happy about that.
Oh yeah, there is a very large. I mean, it's, I guess, at least for the time, very large amount of Batman's rogues, and yeah, I mean, it's great. It was great, absolutely. My favorite moments, one, I guess it's more just a cool thing than, I guess, a specific moment of the game, but the opening to the Lego game, like the opening cutscene that plays before you get to the main menu, is the Batman the Animated Series opening, but in Lego. And obviously a little, goofier because of that, but it's such an iconic opening. It was really cool seeing them, like, down to the music,
Yeah, it's a great
recreating
nod
that.
to the series.
Absolutely. And then also, of course, as I said many times already, playing as the villains. I love it. It's great. Again, we did not know that the villain story was a thing when we first got this game, and it was one of the coolest surprises of any game I've ever played, was just the fact that you do get to play as the villains in their own little villain stories.
Right,
Awesome.
not only get to play as them in free play, but they have their own story missions. Like that's really
Absolutely.
cool.
Yeah. And again, I mean, even just the whole two-story aspect, never been done before, never been done since in the Lego games, and just an awesome, awesome concept. Anything you didn't like about the game, Noah?
No.
All right. For me, no talking. I get it. It was, I mean, it was their thing. But it always bothered me from when we first played the first Lego Star Wars. The fact that they don't talk just annoys me. And it's even more annoying now that they do have actual dialogue in Lego games. Ever since they introduced that, playing the older Lego games where they don't talk is just like, a bit more annoying just because of the fact that I know that that those types of Lego games do exist.
That's so odd. I never had an issue with it. The mumble
I did.
Lego games.
Yeah, I it always annoyed me. And yeah, I mean it's just I get it's sort of part of the joke, but it's just yeah, always something that kind of annoyed me. And then replayability. Yes. I have absolutely played through this game multiple times. Being one of the older Lego games, it is especially compared to modern Lego games like DC Supervillains, Marvel Superheroes 2, very short in comparison to those. Even though the fact that it does have 30 missions, like I mean, if you're talking about not 100% completion, you can beat this entire game, all the story in like 5 hours, 6 hours maybe.
I'm gonna say beat and delete.
Really? Like you'd never play it again?
No, it's a Lego game, I don't like to replay Lego games, you experience them once, you experience the whole thing. Especially if you completed it, I would say don't play it again. Um,
Man,
I have never replayed one.
I mean, I will agree with you for the modern Lego games that are super long. Um, but I mean, no, I mean the old ones, I absolutely would replay again and again. The Lego Star Wars, Lego Batman. I feel like I'm drawing a blank on one. No, I'd absolutely play this game again. Like I at GameStop like a year ago bought it because it was there, and I realized like, oh man, I don't own that game, and I fixed that problem. All right.
Now you
Um,
played it, it's gone.
nah. Noah, your final thoughts on Lego Batman?
Lego Batman, Lego Batman is an iconic Lego game that got the ball rolling and inspired Lego Batman 2, which was like the second revolution in Lego games.
I agree that the Lego Batman games always seem to be like a point when Lego decides to really try something different. And even you could say even the Lego DC games, because Lego DC Supervillains had its own big kind of thing, new thing there.
That's true. That is another one worth talking about. Yep, they're always trying to push the bar and add new mechanics and, just change it. Shake it up. I appreciate that. It makes, I played Lego Star Wars and the whole story is the same, but it felt unique. Felt different.
Um,
I forgot we're also playing that right now together on our channel.
that we are. I'm glad it's such a big part of your life that you wouldn't forget it. Anyway, my last thoughts on Lego Batman. Uh, I mean, it is I mean, specifically even the first Lego Batman, to this day, one of my favorite Lego games. It is to this day one of the best, not only best Lego games, even just best Batman games that exist.
It's probably top three. I mean, the Lego Batman series
Yeah,
is
yeah,
probably
yeah,
top three.
absolutely. And I think it really started from the first. Again, the whole uniqueness of playing as the heroes and the villains. It's just so great, and I mean, it definitely ranks up there as one of my favorite games of all time. Absolutely love this game. I would maybe pick this even if we were to one day, Noah, try to like list our all the Lego games that we have played from like best to worst. It would maybe top my list. It would certainly be up there.
That's crazy.
No, it's not. It's a great game.
It is a great game, but there's so many better Lego games. Like the later Lego Batmans.
We can talk about it, I guess, at some point in time.
No, but this one is great for what it did.
Absolutely. Anyway, that is Lego Batman the video game. Noah, now is the time where we move on to the indie bit.
Yay!
What? The bit where we talk about video games.
It.
Noah, please.
I'm sorry.
I ask so little of you.
You said you wanted me to get more excited.
When
I'm
did I
kidding.
say
He
that?
never said
When did I
that.
say that?
Never said that.
Oh my god, I hate
And
you.
I don't want to give you false excitement because I'm not too excited.
Just stop. Just it's okay. So for this indie bit, we are talking about Abzû. So Noah, I will say off the bat, I was partially incorrect last time. If you remember, I had said that Abzû was created by a founder of that game company who left. And I also said that if I was completely wrong, I would delete it. I was partially wrong, so I left it in there. So I do feel the need to make a correction. Abzû was not created by a founder of that game company who left and formed his own studio, Giant Squid Games. It was actually the art director for Journey. He left that game company after Journey was completed and made Abzû. And the reason that Abzû is what it is, being an underwater game, is because he had just been the art director for a game that was based, in a desert. So he really wanted to just go as opposite that as he could.
That makes sense. That's quite the opposite.
What? Yeah, 100% correct. Um, so Abzû, basically what it is you are playing as this mysterious diver who is exploring the ocean, and basically it's one of those kind of nature versus technology stories where you're trying to like restore the ocean against kind of I don't want to say pollution per se, but you're basically trying to restore the ocean through this yeah, technology. I don't know how to
I did not
uh,
get that at all.
man, I guess you just weren't paying attention. I feel very blatant. I mean, I wouldn't say very blatant, but it was, I certainly think, noticeable. But anyway, so how the gameplay works is you basically have two things you can do. You can swim and you can interact with objects. You swim around these vast open seascapes filled with hundreds and hundreds of different types of different fish, different species. You can add species to the area you're in using these like I don't know these things on the ground. I don't know
The
exactly what they're
pods.
called. Yeah, I guess pods that you interact with them, and different species of fish come out of them, just further enriching the life and the environment you're in. And then you kind of like come to these temples and fix something, fix the water. Yeah, that's Abzu. Noah, did you like Abzu?
For what it is, it's okay. It's not very long. It's about 2 hours if you're not, trying to get everything. It is beautiful. The colors of all the fish and the water, dark and light, they create a lot of different moods and tones, happy, scared, um, and they do that with a combination of good orchestral music also gives it almost like a Fantasia kind of vibe. I
Mm.
mean, that's really what kept me playing is like, I'll be like, oh, I just want to play this a little bit more. And I'm just like entranced by how beautiful it looks and sounds. Uh, but as far as gameplay goes, it's not so great. Um, once you figure out the dash mechanic, it is a lot faster. The movement is good. It's three-dimensional. You can, pretty much point wherever. So much so that the camera sometimes has a hard time keeping up with it. But yeah, the highlight of this game for me was the animals. And I only found, so many of them, only the obvious ones on the way, on the path towards the next thing I was going to complete the story in the game itself. But I'm sure you 100%ed it and got all the animals.
I actually did not yet. Um,
Oh wow.
I got most because I did explore, but I just know that I didn't get all of them because there's a trophy for getting all of them and I didn't unlock it. But no, I did I wanted to experience this game without my traditional way of experiencing games, which is playing it with a guide next to me so I can find all the collectibles instantly. I didn't want to do that for Abzu because I knew it was supposed to be kind of, very Journey-esque, and Journey, I never did that, and so I really wanted to just kind of fully immerse myself in the game. I completely 100% agree with everything you said about the music, the visuals. This game is absolutely beautiful. It is incredibly detailed. There are, all these like different colored plants and fish, and there are, I mean, I just want to give props. There are like at points literally hundreds, maybe thousands of fish swimming around as you're also swimming around, moving the camera. and the game did not slow down for me once at all. I had no issues with stuttering or anything like that, which is incredibly impressive, I thought, with how much was constantly going on.
I actually did have some frame drops.
Man, I did not. I did not. I mean, even at one point, kind of late in the game, there was this like huge school of fish that are just swimming like in a giant circle, kind of like a ring, sort of like there's a hole in the middle of it, so it's not just like a large pile. And I swam directly in the middle of these fish, and my like entire screen was just me surrounded by these fish, and they're all swimming around, all moving really rapidly, like around me and stuff. Not once did this game ever struggle for me, which I was instantly, I mean, not instantly, which I absolutely respected. Also, I did not have any issues with the camera or swimming, uh, like you said you did, which is something that I was looking out for because, obviously, one of the classic iconic gaming laws is water levels suck. And while there are a lot of those classic iconic gaming laws I don't agree with, this one I do for the most part. Like I don't hate water levels as much as I feel like the average person does. Like whenever I see a video, watch a video of someone just complaining about water levels, I always think, especially if it's a water level I've played, I always think, okay, it wasn't that bad. But that being said, they're typically the worst parts of any game that they're in. You know, that's how it goes. But
But you like this water?
it was done very, very well. I will say. I think, as you said, mentioning the dash, I think your natural original speed is a little too slow, especially because the dash is something that I don't know if you notice now, but like your flippers are the dash meter and
Yes.
they dissolve when you use it, and then you have to wait for your flippers to come back, and then even then it has like a little bit of a cooldown.
There's also a timing
Um,
aspect to it.
yes, that at least the flippers dissolving cooldown to me seems very borrowed from Journey with the cloak and gliding. But in Journey, you still move faster without it, and it's not your like normal movement. It's a glide, you know. It's not like your normal running uses the cloak.
Right.
Uh, but yeah, in this it does, and I felt like that was. I feel like you're swimming fast. I feel like just swimming faster should have been either your default speed or just a hold this button to swim faster, and I'm just holding that button down the entire time I play the game. That's just kind of how I feel about that.
I agree.
But I mean, I think in terms of a water level, and especially when your entire game is a water level, it is as like I don't think I've played a game that has done water traversal better. And I don't think there's a way you could do it better. I think it was very, very well done in that regard.
Yeah, no, I agree. I
Um,
think it's as good as it gets. Sekiro does it pretty well too.
oh, interesting. But yeah, I mean, my only complaint about the game is I do think it was a little boring, just because it kind of
It
it
teased an
does.
aspect of like when a shark first appeared, it teased an aspect of like maybe running and hiding or something like that, but then never really did it.
Mm-hmm.
I kept like waiting for that to happen.
Yeah. I also loved the world it teased with like kind of showing you these like hieroglyphics, like wall paintings of this world, and you're like at one point kind of in this little underwater city kind of thing. And
I found
again,
that
this
confusing.
yeah, and again, like that kind of the evil pyramids underwater, again, the whole technology aspect of it. I thought that was cool, but again, it's something that it was more hint like I mean the technology thing I guess was more blatant, but the past of this world was super hinted at, and it's something that I would absolutely love to know more of, but like obviously I don't think that's something that'll ever just blatantly be explained, which is something that just kind of annoys me.
The
But I
next
mean,
game.
yeah. Yeah, no, it was great. I loved it. Again, it didn't capture me like Journey did, which kind of I guess it leads it to be a disappointment a bit. But again, I think that's more just the fact that it's just slow. It's slow. That's all I could say. Just the swimming is a little too slow. And that's Abzû. Noah, what is our next indie bit game?
Our next indie bit game is a game I actually downloaded off of PlayStation. This is not what it's called, just so everybody knows. This is what I've been calling it because Xbox has Game Pass and it's basically the same thing. So I've been calling it PS Pass or PlayStation Pass. That's what they should have called it.
Copyright that.
Yeah, right. I definitely should copyright that before
Yep.
they get on it.
Yeah, we'll
But
call Sony and
that's what I've just been saying to my friends when we're talking about it. I'm like, Yeah, I got this game off of PS Pass.
No, it's cool. I like it.
Yeah, and I don't know why they missed that. They're usually pretty good at those.
No, they're not.
Oh, okay. Anywho, this game I downloaded off of PS Pass is an indie game. It has a sequel, and I'm having Jaden play the first one so we can check it out. It's very unique, but I'm hoping he'll see the good in it that I do. And it is called This is the Police.
I just want to be clear. You're having me play this game because there's a sequel and you want us to talk about the sequel?
No, that's just a bonus.
Okay.
They're both
Okay.
on PS Pass. I saw the sequel and I was like, oh dang. And I've been playing the first one, and it's a very odd game, but it's fun.
Yeah, I've never even heard of it
It's one of those that's
before.
almost like a mobile game. You'll see what I mean.
Oh,
You'll see what I mean.
okay.
It's not bad.
Yeah. No, it's like the first I'd ever heard of this game was like a week or so ago when you said, "Yeah, I've been playing this game called This Is the Police," and you never explained what it was. You just keep saying that it's weird but fun.
You'll
Anyway,
understand, and we'll talk about it.
okay. Yeah, so that is our next indie bit game. This is the Police. I'm sure we'll both have things to say about it. Anyway, don't forget. I don't know. Do you have anything else you wanted to add?
No, I think we're good.
All right. Don't forget, new episodes every other Monday. Rate and subscribe. Tell us if you like our show, or tell us if you don't, and tell us why. Tell your friends and enemies about the podcast. And you could follow our Instagram, the Super Gamer Bros, for updates on anything we do. And subscribe to our YouTube channel, Super Gamer Bros, capital S, capital G, capital B, one word, period at the end, where we upload videos every Friday. Our most recent two videos are, as I look it up because I don't remember.
Mortal Kombat X.
What was the other one though?
Crash.
Part two
Lego.
of Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, and part 2 of Mortal Kombat X. So we continue both of those games. Yeah. We'll see you guys next game.
Bye.